Do you like playing Ironbreaker, but you're tired of only using shield weapons and doing like 4 to 6,000 damage with him? You feel like he's a tank, but he can't really do any damage output? Well, I've got something for you guys. Talking about Ironbreaker, his passive ability, Cromwell Armor, completely absorbs one hit every 20 seconds. The little man is immortal. He can't die. His career skill, Impenetrable. Barden taunts all nearby man-sized enemies, gains increased defense, and can block any attack for the next 10 seconds. Freaking immortal. He's awesome. Dwarf Forged is a passive ability he has. Reduces all damage taken naturally by 30%. Amazing. Damage reduction. It's great. He's also got Doughty, extra stamina shield, and resilient. Decreases stun duration by 50%. Pretty sweet. Pretty good passives to have, and really good career skill. For the talents, the weapon today, I am personally choosing to use the Great Hammer. You can use the Cog Hammer, you can use the Dual Hammers. There's a number of things you can use, but with any of those, I say take Staggering for temp health. It's going to be great for horns. It's going to give you a bit more consistent temp health than let's say like killing for THB. It's a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more consistent, especially on higher difficulties. This is going to give you a lot. Now, if you feel like you kill lots of things in one charge attack or something, then maybe you want to take killing blows. It's kind of up to you, but I think staggering is going to give you a bit more temp health. His second line down here, we're not using a Drake weapon, so we don't need under pressure. We're not using a shield, so this is kind of useless. Well, maybe, I don't know. I think so. I think Blood of Grimnir is much better. Each ally increases power by 5%. So for every ally that's near Barden, he gets 5% increased power for a total of 15 if all his teammates are alive and near him. I think that's the best one, especially if we're trying to be offensive. Bringing us to the level 15 talents, Smiter, far and away the best choice for trying to do damage, especially with a weapon like the Great Hammer. This lets you do 20% extra damage without an enemy being in a state of stagger, on that first hit. So works against monsters, works against all enemies. Pretty much, it's really good. And then the second hit, which would be the State of Stagger 1, is the same thing, 20% increased damage on that hit. And then the third attack in the State of Stagger 2 is a 40% damage increase. Bulwark is more of a shield thing. Enemies that you stagger take 10% more damage for 2 seconds. Yeah. It sounds good on paper, but it's for your own personal damage output. It's probably the worst one, honestly. And enhanced power, I mean, we're not really going for a ranged build thing. We're not really trying to hit, like, specific breakpoints. So I think this is kind of not the best. I mean, 7.5% total power level increase. I don't think it's as good as Smiter, personally. Smiter rocks. Super awesome. Now down here, we've got Tunnel Fighter, which reduces the cooldown of Cromwell Armor to 10 seconds. It cuts it in half, which sounds really good on paper. But I think this one's more for like specific type builds in specific instances. Vengeance periodically generates stacks of Rising Anger every 7 seconds while Grommer's is active. When it's lost, you gain an 8% attack speed per stack of Rising Anger. I don't know, I think this one's kind of weird. Personally, I don't really use it that much, and I don't think that it's better than Gromrel Curse. When Gromrel Armor is removed, all nearby enemies are knocked back. This one is amazing because it can save you from getting jumped by an assassin, from getting grabbed by a hook rat. How does it work? Well, let's say you have your Gromrel up, right? And an assassin, maybe he does like a silent jump or something, or you don't hear him, and he comes right on you, and he's got you by the neck, and he's about to murder you. But oh wait, you have your Gromrel. That little guy is just going to bounce right off you if you have that up. You know why? Because you're dwarf forged. No, I'm kidding. That's just what happens. Seriously. And say you get grabbed by a hook rat, you don't have your Grommo curse, but that's, it's like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, and it comes back. He instantly lets go of you and is flung from you onto the ground. It is amazing. This can even stagger like a monster or something. Say you're like fighting next to a monster and a clan rat will poke you in the back real quick. Well, that will stagger everything, including that monster. And now his aggro's on you. So it's pretty great. This stat line down here, I think, is really good. Miner's Rhythm is an excellent talent. After rolling a charge attack, he gets stamina regen, 40% for 2 seconds. Excellent for shields. Not as good as the Rolling Mountain. So killing enemies with a melee attack while on full stamina reduces the cooldown of Impenetrable by 2%. So every enemy you kill, you get 2% off your ultimate, which is going to let you get, I think it's almost like a 2-minute cooldown. You're going to get that back. During a horde, I mean, you're going to have like maybe 40 seconds, maybe 35, if you're killing a lot, which is really, really, really good. So definitely want to take this one. This is going to let you be the powerhouse because it works in conjunction with Dring Barazi Oath down here. Impenetrable increases the power of all allies, including Barden, you, by 20% for 10 seconds. So during a horde, you're doing all that extra damage. Bing, bang, boom, you're killing everything. Guess what? Whoop, you can get this again, and use it to get that again, and this, and that, and this, and that, and they work great together. You can get like 3 ultimates off during a good-sized horde there, fella. It's amazing. Dwarf is fantastic. He's also got Oiwazik, forces monsters to taunt him. Again, kind of just a very specific usage here. You don't have a shield, so it's kind of it's not really for him right now. And then he's got Booming Taunt, which is increases the radius and the duration of the taunt, which is good if you're going for an all-out tank thing, but we're trying to be a little bit offensive here, man. So I would say Dring Barazi Oath is pretty sweet, just because it benefits the team as well, It's really good. And for the equipment, as I said, I like the Great Hammer, Power vs. Chaos, Attack Speed, and Swift Slaying. You can go for crit chance here. I just like the feel of having attack speed on my hammer and on my charm. It makes the weapon feel good. And if I crit, hey, I get a little bit more attack speed. It's not relying on crits. It's pretty nice. I go for the Power vs. Chaos. You don't have to do that. If you find that you're killing things pretty quick, you won't get the temp health from the staggering. So you can do a couple things. You can switch the talent, obviously, from staggering to killing. Or you can just take some of the damage off and just go with like crit chance, attack speed, or take some of the damage off here. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. And then I like the new Masterwork pistol. It's pretty freaking overpowered. I have Armored Skaven Barrage on here. You can go for like monsters if you want. You can pretty much do anything here. I wouldn't go for crit power. Obviously, it's not as good as just the straight up damage, but Barrage is really nice for monsters. You can do a couple other things. You can do the crossbow. It's really good for firing quickly. As I mentioned, we're not using the Drake weapons, so kind of don't need those. Handgun's really good. Wouldn't really recommend the Grudge Raker on Ironbreaker, so probably those 3. Crossbow, Masterwork pistol, and handgun. Probably his best ones. And for the necklace, health block cost reduction, and I like Boon of Shalia with him. With this build, it gives him 30% more healing overall, so that's, when you use med packs and potions, obviously, but the more important part of this talent is that it affects temp health as well. So your staggering for THP doesn't have a limit to what you can get in a single swing, making this really, really nice. And the best part about this, since you have Grommo Curse here, and all enemies are going to get knocked back, pretty much renders Barkskin not useless, but like a lot less necessary to be a tank with this guy, because then the only use of bark skin is really for like assassins and, you know, warp fire throwers, gun rats, hook rats that grab you, you know. Or if you just get hit like a lot, then yeah, take bark skin. But I think this is really more of a time for Boon Shelley. You can also take Natural Bond if you really want to. That's a bit heretical, I think, but hey, I've done it before. But I think Boon Shelley is the right choice here. It's really good. And then the charm, chaos attack speed. I think proxy's really good on Ironbreaker. In this specific sense, say if you get a purple, you know, you can proxy it to people. It essentially doubles the use of potions. And his ult's really long, so like you don't like Decanter can work with him, but you don't really want Decanter because it's like kind of selfish, you know, on a class that's supposed to be like real helpful, real team friendly, funny, stairs go up kind of guy, you know. So yeah, I would definitely go for chaos and attack speed here with proxy. I don't think you can get any better than that setup right there. And then the trinket of curse, of curse, yeah, of course. Curse resistance as much as you can get for legend and under if you're going for those grims. Crit chance to proc the swift sling. Hell yeah, dude. And the shrapnel's really good. Of course, if you're playing Catan up. Of course, if you're playing Catan up, lose the curse. Stamina recovery. Pretty much a safe bet always. It's really good. Crit chance and shrapnel. And that's really all you need. And guys, this has been the Ironbreaker Ultimate Refund build. If you like this video, sub to my channel, leave me a like, join my Discord, link will be in the description down below. We just hit 500 people in there, I think just like 5 minutes ago. So, I mean, there's lots of people in there. The community grows all the time. People looking to play all the freaking time. We talk about builds, talk about lore. You want to make some friends? You want to stop being lonely during the pandemic? Come on down and join my Discord, right? That's all the promotion I'm going to do. You guys have a good day. Take care.